So what's up? This is Chris with Brandon with Fear from Atlanta. Sitting here with CJ Drowning Pool. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
How you adjusting to this hot ass weather?
You know, surprisingly, every time we played here, it's been like 100 degrees. So this is actually
So
cooler.
This is cool.
This is probably, honestly, probably the coolest show we've done so far on
Very
the whole
cool.
tour. There's been a freak heat wave that's just been following us around the country.
So how you liking this Crew Fest tour, man?
Dude, I love it. This is actually, I mean, really, it's a dream come true, man. To be honest
Yeah.
with you, I hate to say it, but it's the truth. I had the crew poster on my wall. Shout out to Del. So now that we're on the run, all my cousins and everybody, family's calling me up. Dude, I remember you had that poster on the wall, Motley Crue, you know, and got my cousins into it just a few years ago when it came out, right? And here we are now, touring with them. It's awesome. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, they're a group of crazy guys, man. You know, and
They
you
are
got to kind of
nonstop
adjust to their
craziness,
lifestyle when you're on tour with them, I imagine.
Yeah, we have our own amount of craziness, you know, that goes on. But yeah, Tommy, he came right out the gate just swinging with the craziness, and then now he's paying for it somewhat. But God bless
Revenge
his heart.
is sweet.
Yeah, it snuck up on him, but man, everybody's super cool. You know, it's awesome. We've hung out with Nikki Sixx a few times. We did a song with him on our last record, and I've met Tommy Lee a few times. Actually, his group when we were on Ozfest 2002 kind of took our spot. So I met him. We met Vince Neil. I met Vince Neil like 5 times, just in passing. But the one guy I hadn't met until last week was Mick Mars. So it's always been my guitar player.
Of course.
Been my dream. So I'm going down the hallway in the backstage, and he's got this big security guy, and he just clears away. You know, people are like flying, and all of a sudden Mick comes up, starts talking to me. I was expecting to get the push, you know, and I was gonna clear the way. I was gonna, respectful, and it's like, hey, what's up, man? I was like, Mick Mars was talking to me, right? And Nikki Sixx was right there, and he told me the funniest thing ever. He goes, you know the difference between us guitar players and bass players? I was like, what? He goes, we're 2 strings smarter than this guy. And he points to Nikki Sixx. And I was like, that was my Mick Mars moment. So my life is complete now. I met the whole band.
Oh, that's awesome, man. So you guys started a while back. You know, you had a killer first album. You had some issues with the, unfortunately, with the passing away of the front man. But Bodies pretty much laid out the railroad for you guys, and it's still to this day just one of those songs that you can't get away from.
It's like it just came out last week. The way
Pretty
people
much
react to it, it's weird how that's one thing I didn't expect with that song. It was a simple song. I'll tell you the story behind it. We when we first started, we used to play for beer money, and like a good 10, 11 people would come out and see us play. And we had a buddy of ours that always loved to jump off the stage dive. But we only had like 10 people in a crowd, so nobody would ever catch this poor guy, and he'd always wipe out. So there was one show where he wiped out completely, shattered his knee, and for like a year he was coming out with his knee brace on. So Dave kind of just from our perspective of the pit and everything, let the bodies hit the floor, because this poor guy would always hit the floor. It was that simple, and it's just taking a life of its own. I mean, it was the first song that got taken off the radio with 9/11, and then after all this stuff started, war and everything, the troops kind of took that song as like their,
Right.
It just kind of gets them in the mind frame they need to be in, to come home safe, to focus on their job, which is essentially fighting for peace. And then now, here we are. I mean, we're doing Crew Fest 2. It's like just the other day. I mean, just the last show, you were playing Bodies, and just even in the lawn, it just reminds me of Ozfest like 7 years ago. All these kids, the pit starts, and all these kids come running from everywhere, and just in the lawn pits, and we've been seeing that a lot. So it's like it just came out last week. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's one of those songs, man, that just everybody covers. You go to loads of shows in town, out of state, whatever. It's just one of those songs that every hard rock metal band loves to cover. And
it seems like it's getting up there with with the cover tunes. I had our like guy Dustin. He's real big on the computer and the YouTube and everything. And when there was one night, he's like, you got to see this, and he started pulling up all these different bands and young bands too, covering the song. Everybody has their own version, obviously.
Of course,
they play it the only way they want to play it, but it's really cool to see how that you think you put out a song and then that's it, but it seems like it's bigger now than it was when it came out 7-8 years ago.
And the fact that you guys got multiple, you gotta love that, right?
Look at this, huh? Couldn't have planned that better. Should have some in the background.
It's part of being on a tour bus.
Here, we're gonna just shut this puppy
Not
off.
a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So, how has the transition come along with Ryan? You know, you got your new front man. He's got an amazing voice. You know, he's got the history behind him. He's got the stage presence, and just recorded a new album. How's that going?
Been actually with him, it's been the easiest. We were friends with him. Actually, we did some touring with him and his previous band. We've been friends with Ryan pretty much since we got started. And actually, Dave. The reason I found out about Ryan, actually, Dave would go jump on stage with him, and go sing a song with him every day.
Okay.
So during that time period, on Ozfest, we're doing a signing every day at that time, and he would disappear for that 5 minutes and come back and go sing. So like, you know, we're just certain bands you tour with, you become friends with, and you stay in touch with it. And Ryan was one of those guys that we just connected with a long time ago, and we've just been buddies with him. And it just the stars kind of lined up right at that time. We got a second singer. We weren't happy with him. Things, personality wise, wasn't working out, and Ryan had already quit singing.
Right.
For almost a year. So it just, we called him up, brought him in, and it was just instant. I mean, we started playing shows 6 weeks after he came in. The first show we played was the Ozfest 2005 in the hometown in Dallas. And then from there, we've just been touring with him ever since. We stopped to do Full Circle. And at the beginning of this year, we had about 3-4 months off, and we just wrote the thick of the new record. And whenever we have a day off here on this tour, we've been going in the studio and just tracking other songs. So we have a ton of songs. There's more material now than we've ever had, and honestly, it's an advantage now making a second record with Ryan, because we know his strong points and his weak points, and we've become really solid. So I'm excited about this next record because we haven't had, it's something new for us. The new thing we're trying to pull is trying, let's get a new singer every record, and now it's like, let's make a second record with the same singer. So it's always new ground.
And that's good that you guys actually have that connection now. The juices are flowing, the creativity's out there, and obviously it's paying off. Because the new music's really sounding good, and like Ryan is sounding just incredible.
Yeah, he's got a good rock voice.
He really does. He's just incredible live. So,
and it's fun to kind of push his voice and see what we can do with it as well. That's the last thing you want. You get a singer from a previous band. Of course, he has his style and his tone of his voice. So, a lot of things we did on Full Circle with like a song like 37 Stitches, we never tried anything like it before. It's a lighter song, but then we have other songs on the new record that's even heavier than Bodies.
Absolutely.
We haven't really gone beyond that. So it's like let's stretch it. Let's give that fan base something heavier to connect to. But then also with a song like 37 Stitches or like Tear Away on the first record, that kind of opened up a different fan base. So we definitely on this new record. I wish I could play some stuff right now, but when label would be pissed off. Nikki Sixx, the boss, would be real pissed. So. Yeah, that's weird. He's like, I know. It's like Nikki Sixx is kind of like my boss in a sense, with the 11/7 music.
Boss friend almost.
Boss friend. He's not like, hey boss, how you doing? But yeah, it's kind of weird. It's cool.
So, is there any chance of in the future a Drowning Pool tour? Just having something that's your own festival, a headlining festival for yourself.
Pool Fest.
Pool Fest, man. That'd be amazing.
And in the pit, instead of having the pit, we'll just fill it up with water, and everybody can
How
just
amazing
swim
would that
in front
be?
of the stage. I've thought about it. It'd be cool, right? Let's get to that level. I like where you're going with this. Let's keep doing that.
You've got it. You've got the momentum going. So if you
we
keep
got some
it
momentum
going,
now, which is also something very new. At this time, usually the bottom has fallen out of our career like 3 different times. So, we're all like kind of on edge, waiting. It's like things are going really good. You wake up every day and everything's going great. It's just new for us. But it's nice to be here, man. It's a really great position to be in, and especially for us mentally, writing songs. Now we can just focus on the music and not focus on, we got to get another singer, we got to get another label, the management. Everything is going super smooth.
Well, CJ, it's been a pleasure, my man. Again, I'm Chris, Brandon with Fear. CJ
Thanks,
Drowning Pool. Good luck with the tour, dude, and we look forward to hearing new stuff from you.
Thanks, man.